Alright, so we just recently finished up in our CI/CD tutorial actually getting the skim.cxx file to compile. And so that's this file here in the code that we have. So let's look back at our GitLab CI.yaml file, and we already see that there seems to be some sort of duplication happening here. And it would be nice if there was a way to sort of not repeat ourselves too much. So let's go into the Zwei part of the tutorial, where Zwei stands for Don't Repeat Yourself. So we want to be able to make job templates. So the nice thing about the GitLab CI is that we want to be able to define a job that doesn't run. And if that sounds a little bit weird, it kind of is, but you get used to it. So by default, you might expect that you want to create some sort of job template here. Let's say we call this build template or build skim template, whatever you like. And we try to create the template, and we put the before script. I'll just copy and paste this. Let's say we try to do something like this, but then we want it to not run. So you might think that we add in a comment before everything. Well, that doesn't make sense because it's a comment in YAML, and that means YAML will ignore it when parsing it, so the GitLab CI parser won't even see it in the first place. Instead, there is a workaround, or actually something that is supported natively, and that's when you prefix the job name with a period. So if we call this build underscore template, this allows us to create what we call a template job. So if you scroll through the tutorial, our first thing that we want to do here is to refactor this code that we have in order to take advantage of this build template. So if we go ahead and do that, we're going to create this build template job. That's our first step. Alright, now obviously we can compile and push, and this should do absolutely nothing. So you know what, let's go ahead and do that. Add a build template job. We'll go ahead and push that. And go back to editing this file. And I'll go back to the merge request that we have here. Oh, sorry. It showed up, but I'll just see. Now you can see there's still 3 jobs defined here. Build skim latest, and hello world, even though we have this build template. So it is a hidden job. That's fantastic. So now what we need to do is figure out a way to actually extend or copy this. Now we could have used YAML pointers for this. However, there's a different way to do it, and that's called extends. To understand how extends works, I have this example that I put in the tutorial here. So imagine we have a hidden job called only important, which contains only parameter with values master and stable, as well as a tag parameter with values production. We also have an in Docker hidden job, and that has a tag as well called with the value Docker and defines an image. Now imagine we have a job, an actual job called RSpec. RSpec will extend from only important and in Docker, and then additionally adding a script. If you actually parse this YAML file, it will become the following code here. It will contain the only stuff from only important, master, and stable, but you'll notice here that it doesn't contain the production tag. It only contains the Docker tag. This is because while only important was defined first here, the Docker tag will override the previous tags defined here. Hopefully this makes sense when you look at it. So let's go ahead and use the same thing, but with our GitLab CI YAML here with extends. So I have this job template. So what I want to do is delete these lines on both of them. And let's go ahead and add in an extends parameter. and the extent parameter will contain the name of the job template, the hidden job, which is the build template. Let's do that for both of them. And hopefully once we refactor this code, have I deleted too much? I have. Sorry. We should also make sure we have the allow failure as well. So now that you can see we've refactored this code, and while it isn't a huge reduction in code that we've had before, you can see that we've now reduced things a lot. So that means that whenever we need to change something about the script, such as adding a flags variable because we forgot it, it will affect both the build scheme as well as the build scheme latest. Alright, let's go ahead and add these changes. Are these really changes I wanted to add? Yes, they are. That looks right. So let's go ahead and commit this. And so let's say we'll commit this as a dry our code up a bit. Capitalize dry because we don't want to repeat ourselves. We'll go ahead and push things. And let's go back here to our merge request and we should see a pop-up. So the previous one where we added the build template passed as we expected it to. And now let's go ahead and see that this will run. And we will expect that this passes. And is there anything else in this section? Nope. So just to remind you of what we've actually done. Jobs that are prefixed with a period will become a hidden job in GitLab CI. They won't actually be run, but can still be referenced using extends or using anchors for everything that you want to do. And we can use job templates that allow us to stay dry and not repeat ourselves. See you in the next section.